All right, welcome back everybody. So today's gonna be a fun one. Today's the day you're gonna learn how to play Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. It's actually Paint It, comma, Black, who knew? 1966, off their Aftermath album, or as the Beatles like to refer to it, After Geography. And super fun song that you can play very easily, hold it all down with one guitar. So I'll show you sort of what's the guitar approach that they used on record and how you can combine some of the sitar and guitar parts together. If you want to tackle this live, we'll have some fun with this one. And this is a great one for those of you who are sort of beginner to intermediate, very basic chords, and not super fancy stuff, but it's a great, great rock song, as you know, because you clicked on the video, right? So we'll go through all the rhythm guitar and sort of the lead little stuff, and stay tuned towards the end because I'm going to show you a great scale to play if you want to do a solo during the outro section, which is a lot of fun. I'll show you what that is. Hey, if you like this kind of thing and you haven't done so already, jump down, click subscribe, ring the bell. The bell lets you know when I drop new content, which I do every single week. All my videos have chapters in them, so you can jump right to the part of the lesson you want to see and bypass what you don't. And if you're looking for other ways to support the channel, I appreciate that. There's thanks, which is like throwing a tip in the tip jar. Or you can join my Patreon, where you've got chord charts and tabs for all the songs that I do on YouTube, like this one, and some other fun stuff. So all the links are in the description. Check it out. Okay, so Paint It Black. This is super fun. And in true Rolling Stones tradition, this may be in pitch, maybe in tune. Not exactly sure. It's vaguely in E minor. So I think getting it as close as possible is to treat it like it's in A minor, but you're going to tune your guitar to standard tuning, but you're going to put a capo on the second fret. And that's the real trick to get the the chord voicing that he uses on the record, okay? And for this, you know, I have no idea what gear that they used on this. I know Brian Jones had a sitar for part of it. Keith is playing some kind of guitar. I'm just going to go with an acoustic guitar into an amp, which I know you don't really ever do, but it kind of has that sound to me. I've got one piece of gear here in between my guitar and my amp. I'll put that details in the description below, but otherwise, that I think I got a little bit of echo on there just because, not because it was on the record, just because I want to have it for this. Okay, all right, so the intro is around a D minor shape. Okay, now we're capoed up 2 frets, so this is an E minor. So when you make a D minor shaped chord, that is an E minor in pitch, right? So the little line that we're going to do to open this is just based around that chord shape a little bit, and it goes like this. All right, and that little bit at the end was sort of like the giveaway to my ear, where you can tell this is a capoed song. You know, that's clearly a hammer on. It makes that part super easy, right? If you're working too hard, it's not rock and roll. Okay, so all you're doing is bouncing back and forth between your, that's now an E note, right? But I'm just going to talk about the chords in terms of their shapes from now on, right? Working with the D minor shape. You're just coming back from high D to low D, and then you're climbing up your notes in your chord in your scale. Right? So just bouncing back and forth your root. And then you're going to transition to, which we'll see, the next chord here is an A-shaped chord. So you sort of make this little part of an A chord. And then you end with your little hammer-on. So all together, do it slowly. there you go. Make sure you have that open E ring while you have this note on. Have them ringing at the same time. All right. So then from there, the chords on the verses, it's basically a D minor shape to an A, right? Those are the two chords that are happening, okay? Sounds more like he's doing an open E string on that, so it's not truly a, not really minor. It sounds like he's dragging. It's that. To my ear, that's somewhere in there. But you can play that D, or you can play the true D minor, and it sounds fantastic. Just drag your pick back, a slow upstroke. Right? And if we're just playing rhythm guitar, right? So for a pure rhythm guitar part, that's going to work for you. On the record, he's actually, Keith is playing a guitar line that's mimicking the vocal. And he does that little part at the end, right? While the sort of rhythm's happening. So this is one of, like I said, this is one of those songs you can combine these parts together. And it's totally credible and great, sounds great live. If you are choosing to do this little part sort of separately, here's a little thing that you can do that I think that really nails it, that sort of sitar feel. As you're going through these notes, from here, whenever you come back to this note, really wiggle it, right? So it'll be like this. Right? Do it at that little spot. It just seems to nail that. And then Keith adds that on the end. Anyway. Right? Just totally gets that little part. So that's just it. Sort of D minor to A. Then the next part of the verse is a D minor to C, then F to C. And I love that little change because a D minor and an F are relative majors and minors to each other. And that's why that sort of works cohesively in between the C each time. Right? Then to a G, A. And I like that voicing of the A because you can clearly hear that note in there on the record. So you could do that or this one. But that's really it. So that's the formations for going through the verses and I guess the chorus. The only difference is when there's that little breakdown, everything drops out. Turn a deeper blue. It's just same chords. And it picks back up with the rhythm. The outro then is really all that's left at the end of the song. And that just, again, oscillates between D minor and an A. And the rhythm radically changes. You've got like more of a march going on with the drums. Right? So that sort of feels going on. Every once in a while I like to throw in this version of that D minor, especially on the outro. You can make your basic D minor shape, but you pick up and let that E string ring open. On the outro. just sort of pick it up and put it down. Right? So that's the rhythm guitar part. Here is a great place where you can put in some very cool noodling solos and like extend the song out if you're playing this live. Like this is a great part where you can just sort of go for a while and play some very cool little mysterious sounding minor key solos. Here is the scale that I love to use on this. So it's based off of this position we were just at, of this sort of D minor, and it's a scale that combines the D minor and the A major. So I'll just play the notes in the scale that I like to use. And back up again. I have no idea what scale that is, or if it's a combination of scales. I don't know if it's a melodic minor or a Hungarian, whatever. Someone's going to tell me. Actually, if you're knowledgeable about this stuff, drop it in the comment. Tell me what scale that is. Tell me what that is. Anyway, so that's very useful, and you can kind of hear Keith or somebody playing a little bit of it during the outro. Like there's a little bit of that going on, and then it sort of tails off somewhere. But that's sort of that little thing in there is just great, perfectly placed. But you can just utilize that scale. Just go all day long, but it's a cool little mysterious sounding minor bass scale that works really great during that. All right. And that is Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. So hope you learned something new. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. And if you haven't done so already and you like this kind of thing, click subscribe, ring the bell. The bell lets you know every time I drop new content, which I do every single week. And hey, until next week, take care, everybody.